Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Bat here. Hope you're doing well. So, this Saturday is May the 4th, and in the movie world, it's normally considered Star Wars Day from May the 4th, the 4th being with you. And also this month in May, near the end of May, but like 2 weeks from now, will be the 25th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So I thought, this would be a good time to just do, looking back on this movie. Also, they're playing Star Wars Episode 1 in a lot of theaters this weekend for the 4th and for the 25th anniversary. I think this would be a perfect time to talk about Star Wars Episode 1. So here we go. I know the prequels get a lot of flack, harsh criticism. Because once again, back in the day, we only were used to the original trilogy in 1977, 1980, and 1983, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So when these prequels came out, obviously there was a divide to a lot of people in quality and acting and story and, so many things. But also, I don't know how many people were around when these movies came out. Especially this one. When Star Wars Episode 1 came out, because, like I said, at this time, the last Star Wars movie that came out was 1983. And now we are this was 1999. Now it's been a long time since the last Star Wars movie. And like I said, I don't think people remember the hype. Star Wars was everywhere. I remember Pizza Hut had their cups. I remember Taco Bell having their merchandise. Posters everywhere. I mean, it was and then you had the N64 pod racing game. I had that, or my brother had that. We played that game all the time. Star Wars was everywhere. I even bought all the toys and action figures for Episode 1. It was crazy. And you know what? I don't mind this movie. Yes, you have Jar Jar Binks. Misa, excuse me. Misa got a race. Misa, shut up. But honestly, George Lucas learned after Episode 1, people don't want to see Jar Jar anymore. No, Jar Jar. You in big trouble. He is punished. Punished? No, in George Lucas's words, punished. This movie still has a lot of awesome stuff in it. Number one, you got Liam Neeson as a Jedi. Come on. Come on. You got Oscar Schindler as a Jedi. Before Batman Begins, before Brian Mills in Taken, we had Qui-Gon Jinn. Can't go wrong there. You had Ewan McGregor, who really at that time was still unknown to a lot of people, other than for like Trainspotting for Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle? Boyle! But then you had like Jake Lloyd as young Anakin Skywalker coming off of Jingle All the Way. Oh, this is what happens, Howard. Howard! You didn't get your son Jamie a Turboman. He became Darth Vader because of it. Really good. Damn, like Rita Wilson said, damn you, Howard. Yes, damn you, Howard. You didn't get your son a Turboman doll. You should have got him a Darth Vader doll. That would have been so much better. Could you imagine if they remade Jingle All the Way and instead of a Turbo Man doll, little Jake Lloyd got a Darth Vader doll? I want someone to switch out the dolls. You have Natalie Portman in here, who, by the way, let me say something. Going back and watching this movie the other day, I realized we see a lot more of Keira Knightley in the movie, and you hear more of Keira Knightley's voice as Padme, as Queen Amidala, than we hear of Natalie Portman. I wonder if anyone really noticed that. Like, we see and hear a lot more of Keira Knightley, who at that time was a complete unknown. This was 4 years before Pirates of the Caribbean. But I see a lot more Keira Knightley in this movie than I ever realized. I wonder how much she got paid for that film. Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. I got a lightsaber, motherfucker. I mean, and then, we got, to me, one of the best villains in all of Star Wars, besides Vader. You got Darth Maul. I dressed up as Darth Maul for Halloween. I even had the double lightsaber growing up. Yeah, I was one of those people. I had the double lightsaber. The most badass villain. The action, the choreography, to me, the final battle between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan is still the best lightsaber battle in any Star Wars movie. Originals, prequels, sequel trilogy. Sorry, I love the Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker fight in Return of the Jedi. It's awesome, it's emotional, it's character driven, it's a whole lot of things. But the Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan fight, and the John Williams Duel of the Fates music during that fight sequence, and it's just like, I'm in heaven, I'm in heaven. It's one of the best sequences in Star Wars. Even the pod racing scene. The technology at the time was between ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, just jumped in CGI for Star Wars Episode 1. And that pod racing scene, the intensity, the suspense, the action, the sound design, it is incredible. It is. I like Ewan McGregor. Who knew that Ewan McGregor became so famous? More famous than the original actor that played Obi-Wan. I mean, hello there. Hello there. So yeah, I enjoyed this film a lot. Also, this is also a little bit of a me thing too. I always said, this is the movie where my best friend, he invited me over to his house. He owned the DVD at the time. I didn't have a DVD player when this movie originally came out. So he's like, hey Matt, I got the DVD of Star Wars Episode 1. Why don't you come over to my house? And that was the first time I went over to my friend Foster's house. Just to go there and watch Star Wars Episode 1. So that, started a friendship from this movie, basically. One of those people that hates this movie, I said I love Darth Maul. I wish we had, I always said, the one thing that George Lucas really fucked up, I mean, he did a lot of stuff, but killing off Darth Maul in this movie was criminal. I mean, you had Vader in all three of the original Star Wars. Why couldn't you have Darth Maul lead up right to Episode 3 and I always told my friends, they should have had Darth Maul up until episode 3, and then that's when Anakin, now grown up, would find out that Darth Maul is the one that killed Qui-Gon, the guy who freed him from slavery. And now you would have had a Darth Maul versus Vader fight. And you would have had Vader where Anakin has already become Darth Vader. Not with the robot, not with the helmet, just the guy with the weird looking eye that looked like a badass eye. He would have been already Vader. And to see Anakin and Darth Maul fighting in episode 3 could have been mind-blowing. Plus, we would have had Darth Maul in episode 2 also. So, that would have been badass. To see Obi-Wan try and track down Darth Maul. But we never got that. But yeah, I enjoyed this film. You know, it's a little bit over 2 hours. It's good. Natalie Portman works. Like I said, Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Ray Park as Darth Maul, who also played, then the following year he played Toad in X-Men. Do you know what happens to a Toad when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Joss Whedon will never let that line down. So yeah, I enjoyed this film. It's a lot more kid-friendly than the previous Star Wars films, obviously, at the time. But still, for an introduction, bringing back Star Wars, the origins of Anakin Skywalker, I enjoy it. The music is great. Visually, it's great. Even though people might forget that when this movie originally came out, Yoda was the puppet Yoda. Yoda was still a puppet, not a puppy. A puppet. They used the puppet Yoda. And he looked weird. Like the eyes were too big and it was a little off. But since they remastered the movies, especially now on Disney Plus, they made Yoda CGI like he was in episode 2 and episode 3. But if you watch the DVD, Yoda is still the little puppet Yoda. But yeah. So let me know in the comments below, are you a fan of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. I would love to know your thoughts. Are you a Star Wars fan? Are you a fan of the prequels or not? Let me know.